I'll get straight to the point. The Reclassic case from Native Union has been nothing short of amazing. It not only looks great, but it has the build quality to match its premium aesthetics and premium price tag. It's been over 6 months since I first started using the Reclassic case, and so far I've been quite impressed. But before I share any further details, let's first get to know more about Native Union and the brand's philosophy. Founded in the year 2009, Native Union has been manufacturing tech accessories with a special focus on making them a bit more interesting. With a focus on aesthetics, sustainability, and functionality, the company aimed to challenge the lack of innovation that then plagued the tech accessory space. While this issue may no longer exist in 2024, the need for getting your money's worth is still indispensable. With the philosophy of buy less but better, Native Union aims to differentiate itself from its competition by creating accessories that stand the test of time. The company is quite vocal in its advocacy for conscious consumption, and it is nice to see a company that actually focuses on growing responsibly. With this brief introduction out of the way, let's focus on the case in hand. This is the Reclassic case from Native Union, and this version has been manufactured for the iPhone 15 Pro model. The Reclassic case from Native Union is a hardshell case with a closed bottom base. It features a 100% recycled polycarbonate frame and comes with a drop protection of up to 6 feet. For extra protection, the case comes with raised edges for both the screen and the camera housing. The case is also MagSafe compatible, which I believe is quite essential in 2024. The case also doesn't feature any cutouts for the side buttons and instead opts for a fully enclosed housing. The unique aspect of the Reclassic case is its use of a plant-based material called yatai for the outer shell material. Made of wheat and corn, it's designed as a sustainable alternative to leather while retaining its hard-wearing properties. The manufacturing process of yatai is said to have a much reduced environmental impact with lower carbon emissions and water consumption. Yatai also comes with a host of certifications such as USDA, PETA and FCI, which gives credence to the product's claim of sustainability and social responsibility. Beyond its social impact, yatai is also said to be up to 5 times more durable than its petroleum-based alternative. On the visual front, there is no denying the fact that Native Union has a handsome product in the Reclassic case. It looks elegant and premium without resorting to the now overdone minimalist aesthetic route. It achieves this by implementing this dual finish design that works in harmony both visually and functionally. The exterior shell has 2 distinct finishes with a cross-grain pattern on top and a smooth leather-like finish covering the lower portion of the case. This cross-grain pattern is definitely the case's design highlight, and it extends across the top and side edges. I'm happy that they opted for a tighter, denser grain instead of the larger size grains that one finds on wallets, handbags and other imitations of leather. Rounding off the case at the bottom is a smooth, leather-like texture which also houses the company branding. This plain finish contrasts well with the cross-grain texture above it and comes with just the right amount of polish to give off a gentle sheen. The back of the case is finished off with these 2 branding text elements in white font. They're placed on opposite ends and its white color adds a pop of contrast to the monochrome exterior. While some would prefer the black font for an all-stealth look, I quite prefer the white font as it adds a bit of flourish to its premium aesthetic. A notable highlight of the case is the absence of the MagSafe branding circle on the back of the case. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of the MagSafe circle, and the presence of the MagSafe branding would, in my opinion, dilute the sophisticated look the case is going for. The absence of the MagSafe circle too was one of my primary reasons for picking up the case. Overall, on a visual level, the case ticks all the right boxes for me, and the strength of its appeal definitely lies in this crossbeam pattern that is so tastefully done. The inside of the case is lined with a microfiber material in light beige, and this works well as a break from the muted exterior. Its presence adds a level of sophistication to the case and adds more depth to the case construction. In all, the case does a good job of giving you the feeling of holding a premium, well-constructed product. Functionally, the case feels solid and sturdy thanks to its polycarbonate frame. The frame also extends to the base of the case, providing for an all-round protection. The case feels well built and comes with tight tolerances. The case also encapsulates the phone tightly without any gaps or misalignment. This can be demonstrated by the amount of effort it takes when adding or detaching the case. It gives you a bit of security in knowing that the case won't pop off during a heavy fall. My only gripe with the case's construction were the cutouts at the bottom of the case. The two cutouts on the side just about cover the edges of the speaker grills, and in my opinion, this could have been easily avoided with a slightly enlarged cutout. Also, the right cutout is not perfectly horizontal, and perhaps it might be a defect in my case. For protection, the case does come with raised lips around the screen and the camera housing. The raised edges around the display also doesn't bend inward, allowing for the use of an edge-to-edge screen protector. The Reclassic case also comes in additional color options such as green and yellow, and that's about all you'll get for a choice. As I prefer to err on the side of caution, I opted for a black case to match my black iPhone. One can never go wrong with a black on black look. I have here my wife's slate green case to compare the two side by side, and this color pairs much better with a natural colored iPhone. On the other hand, the yellow colored case, also labeled as craft, would look good with the black iPhone if you find the all black look a little bit too boring. I've been using the Reclassic case for over 6 months now, and I'm quite happy with the case so far. On average, I usually cycle through 2 cases in a year, but this time around, I don't feel the need to find a replacement anytime soon. For one, the case has held up really well and still looks fresh even after 6 months of daily use. The other reason for sticking with the case is the fact that I'm a big fan of the case's aesthetics, and I don't see the need to freshen things up just yet. Yes, the case costs $60, and for that price, I expect to get at least a solid year's worth of everyday usage. Nevertheless, I'm happy to report that the case so far has justified its premium price tag. In addition, the case has also held up well against the few bumps and drops it experienced during these 6 months and can definitely survive the occasional rough usage. The fact that there are no visible signs of dents, cracks, or paint peels showcases not only the build quality but also the quality of materials used. While this is not a rugged case by any stretch of the imagination, it is still quite durable and can easily take a few knocks. The only blemish on my case is a tiny snick on the top edge that was caused due to the impact from the last drop. Fortunately, only a single grain appears to have been affected, and it is not visible enough to be an eyesore. In fact, I don't think you'll be able to spot it through the camera lens. In my experience, the primary points of failure for phone cases often tend to be the corners, the base cutouts, and the back panel. These surfaces often witness the first signs of wear on account of the high amount of contact they experience. Similarly, the raised edges around the display can also experience some abrasion due to a heavy impact or repeated contact with hard surfaces. In fact, I was expecting a lot more wear on the 2 bottom corners on account of the smoother finish and the few drops that the case has encountered. On the contrary, the paint around the edges and corners are still intact and show no signs of dents or abrasions. The back of the case is in excellent condition too, and the fact that it looks as good as it did, fresh out of the box, is a testament to the quality and durability of the materials used. Like all things, the case is not perfect, and there are a few shortcomings that I would like to highlight. While the overall construction of the case is solid, there is a potential flaw with the way the cutouts have been constructed. On account of the repeated friction between the case and the charging cable, the outer layer has started to peel away from the frame inside the upper edge of the middle cutout. While some amount of surface level wear is to be expected, a peeling off of the outer layer points to a potential flaw in either the construction or design of the cutouts. In addition, this defect is noticeably visible and detracts from the clean aesthetics the case is going for. I also see the potential for minor cuts and nicks on the outer layer to turn into large patches of peel-offs if one is not too careful. This will certainly reduce the visual lifespan of the case significantly and should be taken into consideration if one wishes to use this case for more than a year. The other downside for me is not with the case itself, but with the lack of color options. And even though I find my case quite appealing, I would have certainly liked to see some more options to choose from. To limit things even further, the case has been solely designed for iPhones only. In addition, with a retail price of $60, the case is certainly on the pricey side, especially for a tech accessory. It can be a bit out of budget for those looking to invest in a durable product at an accessible price. Nevertheless, I don't regret the money spent on the case, and in comparison to cases sold by popular luxury brands, it certainly delivers on the value. The case also has a reasonable amount of resistance to water. I often place my phone on wet or damp surfaces while showering or cleaning, and this hasn't affected the case so far. The outer material doesn't appear to soak water and can be easily dried off with a piece of cloth. Still, I wouldn't advise you to place this under a jet of water as the case is not officially waterproof rated. The textured upper panel also doesn't trap dirt or dust and can be easily cleaned with a damp cloth. Coming to the in-hand experience, I enjoy the way the case feels in my hand. The case feels nice to hold and provides a good amount of grip. It makes it easy to pick up my phone thanks to the textured surface extended around both the side and the top edges. I never faced any issues with the phone slipping from my hand while removing it from my pocket or even picking it up from the table. The Reclassic case from Native Union is an easy recommendation for those looking for an elegant, dressy case with a build quality to match. It's well constructed and well designed, and there are not many cases out there that balance performance and aesthetics so well. So far, the Reclassic case has been a strong reflection of Native Union's aim of creating responsible, well-designed tech products, and it certainly deserves consideration if you are on the lookout for a new case. If you enjoy its refined styling and have the budget to spare, the Reclassic case will certainly not disappoint. You're watching Fast Forward, and I'll be back with my next long-term review.